guys, welcome back to Evony with Genghis on server 68. So this video is going to be on Monarch talents for Kevin Bouton Scott, subscriber who is asking what I do with my Monarch talents. And what he means by that is right here on the talent tree in the Monarch. Oops, I did not mean to save that, but that's okay. But anyways, what do I do with mine? So recently, Evony introduced a second option where you can save two different options and change once a day so that it's free. And if you want to change earlier than the 8-hour countdown, then you have to pay 2,000 gems at the top. So this is a nice little addition by Evony. So I have two general setups. And my general setups are, one is just kind of account growth and maintenance, so it keeps resource costs down, and it will keep my prestige and whatnot growing at good levels. And then the other one would be for when I'm looting cities or trying to carry heavy loads. They're kind of a mixture. I should actually change and have a PvP one as well for Battlefield, but one of my account maintenance general all-around talent setup does that, I find. So let's just go through these at the start, and I'll go through my first talent. So this is my general account maintenance that I do. So I have 20% bonus on offering. I actually should consider lowering that now because I only do 3 a day now. So I should actually probably consider moving that to March speed. And free construction is useless. There's no reason to have that. Now on the level 6, the second row, this is a must. If you're running bosses, if you're killing bosses for your alliance, you want this on because this will cap your losses. So you cannot lose more than 5%. So if you send 100,000 troops at a boss, you cannot get more than 5,000 wounded. So this is very important, especially when you're at a mid-level in the game. Let's say you got T12s, T13s, and you're hitting those B12s and B13s, and you're sending 1,000,000 horse, and you don't want to end up getting 75, 85, 90,000 wounded, especially for your entire alliance when people are sending them. So this is an important one. Resource production. This will increase your city production, but it will slow down your gathering, as you can see there. So I gather well. So I don't want to increase my production because I get more resources from gathering than I do production. But if you're the other way around, then put it on and slow down your gathering. There's nothing wrong with that. It's up to you. This builder duration, another one that is just useless because all my builds are hundreds of days now. So what do I need? 32,400 more seconds. This is a talent. Some of these are just early game talents, and some are just, I don't even know why they're here. Archer attack. So I have this on basically because the other two don't do much for me, or because of the next row. So warehouse protection does nothing for me because I don't drop my bubble, and you drop your bubble, you lose everything. So who cares about 10% more? So I think this is kind of useless. I think only farmers would have this. This one, research speed, is beneficial, but the problem with it is that on the next row, you want healing. And you can't get there if you're that far over on the right. So you need healing. Troop load, I have this on my looting setup, but I don't have it on my everyday setup. Rescue, turn wounded rate of troops from main city while attacking players. So this is one of those ones I could work into a PvP setup, but then I also need to have the heal one on when I'm going to be running bosses and healing. Because this healing cost, it says 20%, but it is a lot. It really impacts how much things are going to cost. Stamina regeneration, I think this is one of the most important ones you could have. Resource plundering, this is if you tile people. I generally do not. I have only ever tiled in Tile Wars, so I have no need for it. Subordinate city troop training. You really only need a few troops so that you get those debuffs to work. So it's not that important unless you're talking about you're a very serious player and you're in All-Stars, etc. Then you're going to care how many troops you have in your subs. General revival, most people just use revival stones, so this doesn't matter too much. But resource critical, this really helps because when you open boxes, you have a better chance of getting the good items inside. So this is an important one. Or even if you just open your resource boxes, like let's say you open 100,000 resource boxes of 10K, that should only be 1 million, but it'll generally open up and get you like 1.1 million because you get that bonus from resource critical. Subordinate city attack, again, subsidies for most people is just about the debuffs, not about the subsidy attacks, so it doesn't really come into play too much. Gathering boost, this will help you in your when you're gathering, so this is very important, 20% more every time you gather. That's a huge increase in resources. Training speed, this is one of those things you can put on at a special time because you want to train troops faster. So if you're going to be doing a large amount. Trap triggering, for me personally, not that important, but could be one of those PvP ones that you would put on. But again, they're on such opposite ends, so you can't get both of everything, so it's difficult. So right here, some people go hospital capacity. I do not. I just, my hospital doesn't really get filled. And I go with troop upkeep just so that I could hold more food. But not everybody needs this. I don't really need that one anymore. I may consider switching over to something like this, Fatal Strike. So kill 5% of your enemy's wounded troops. But I don't PvP too much on the server anyways. But I guess that would probably help in Battlefield as well. Right here, level 31, I really don't think there is any option here in terms of what you choose here. Training troop capacity, so that's going to save you pressing the button a couple times, so what? And subordinate city death to survival rating, you already get that through the books and through the generals and various other things. And again, like I said, subordinate cities are generally about having a couple troops alive, so your debuffs work. So for me, in-city troop HP is the important one to pick there. And then here, repairing your siege machines. Lots of people just dismiss them because they don't want to pay the gems. And subordinate city HP, I just think that main city is more important than subordinate city, so I would go with my main city having 4% more. So that's my general account maintenance setup that I have. I have this on almost all the time. Once in a while, if I'm looting, I do switch to this one, and I give myself more march speed to get to the city faster. And then the other changes here is I have troop load on, so I can carry more when I do hit. And then I have training speed on this one, so I put this one on when I'm going to be training large amounts of troops, or if I'm looting and then I'm going to have lots of resource to train troops. And everything else is generally the same, so those are the only two changes I make when I change over. As you can see, I get march speed and troop load and training speed. Everything else stays exactly the same. But I am going to be looking into adding some of those PvP ones or getting rid of this offering now and changing it over to march speed and just having a faster march all the time. But that's what I do with my monarch talent. Leave a comment and let me know what you do if you think differently about anything. Always looking to learn. So like, subscribe, leave a comment. Genghis Server 68 on what I do with my monarch talents.